2024 meeting of the Acushnet Public Library Board of Trustees. We are being audio taped and videotaped, and we do have a quorum. First item of business on the agenda today is the Secretary's report from January 10th. Does anyone have any clarifications or questions on those minutes? Hearing none, get a motion.
Motion to accept those minutes?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Old business. I'm sorry, skip the budget. The budget!
It's really,
Just want to go into old business.
which is budget, oddly enough.
Which is, right? Okay, we'll go with the expense
Yes.
budget.
All right. Not much has changed. There is a big, between for salary. So for the children's room assistant and between the library technicians, I do believe there'll be enough to have another meeting before the summer. And that meeting would be desperately needed for summer reading information to staff about programming and the programs for our readers. The other thing is in material, I did a $2,500 deposit for overdrive. There has been an increase in e-borrows, and there's been a lot of popular books that were published recently. So I added our funds there so that way we can purchase those items, and that way our patrons will be first on the list for our copy. And then one item that happened over the month is in regards to, we had another clog in the toilet, the public toilet, and that unfortunately was $750 that was taken out of the stock gift fund. And I will discuss that later on in our meeting. Other than that, we are in pretty good standing. Any questions about the budget?
Looks good. Does anyone have any questions? All right, any motion?
Motion to accept the budget?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Now we can go to old business, which is the FY25 budget.
I have met with Jamie a few times regarding our budget. The first major difference in the budget I presented at the last meeting is that in our salaries line for director and patron services supervisor, that actually has to remain what it was in the past, for FY24. So those new lines are now just reflecting what was for FY24 for both of those positions. Other than that, what I am presenting tonight will be a level service budget. I will not be presenting the 5 or 10% cut. So we are just showing basically everything is the same that I presented last meeting, minus 2 salaries. Any questions about what I'm presenting for the budget?
You're presenting what's here.
Yes, on the new, yes. So it really is just the increase is from the 2 salaries that I have to keep the same. I couldn't go down. And then what else I am going to present is I have 2 information sheets here. One is about the MAR. I will hand this out to the Finance Committee and to the Town Administrator and Nick, and I will just pass this around if you want to look at it. And then the other one is a quick little snapshot of the year 2023. It just highlights certain things. It's not the whole library. It's just things that stood out. This would also be handed out to the Finance Committee and to Nick and Jamie. And that is what I will be presenting tonight at 7 o'clock. Any questions on the budget that I will be presenting?
Nice job on
That's
both
great.
documents.
Very good.
Excellent.
Anybody have any questions or comments or concerns? All right, we need a motion.
Motion to accept the budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. New business, we have camera installation project.
Last year, we went over to the town's fiber optic network. What this included was the town also, this part of this deal that happened is that they also have cameras that are installed on town buildings that are directly feeded to the police station. We were asked if they could install cameras outside our building that would basically have a 180 view of outside, so parking lots and in the middle road. This project is free to us. It will not affect anything of our security system inside. So what I'm asking is that the board votes on allowing us, or allowing the town to install cameras on the outside of the building. And it seems like this would happen really soon if it's decided yes.
No downside to this, right?
Absolutely not, no cost to us, it doesn't interfere with our system, and it seems to be a pretty quick setup also. And as the way it stands, it's nice to have cameras on the parking.
If something does go wrong with it, who's picks up the tab for corrections?
I'm assuming, because this was like funded through it's a good grant that they received to go on the fiber optic, I'm assuming it would just be the town. I was told that there's no cost to us
Okay.
at all, so. If there is down the line, we're gonna have a talk.
Well, we wouldn't know that it's not, they would have to tell us at the police station it wasn't working, right?
Yeah,
Because we would,
it would be, yeah, I mean, there's no way, I won't have access to this, it's just police.
do we have any other questions? Any concerns? Any
Motion to approve.
motion to approve? Fantastic.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And I will let the tech department know immediately, and then we'll get working on that.
Director's report.
Just a few items that have happened between our last meeting. I'm going to talk about once again, there was a clog in the public bathroom that resulted in us calling Bass Ready. And it was a pretty severe clog. There's images of it. I spared those for everyone.
Thanks.
And it seemed to be the toilet paper. So I reached out to the company that supplies our toilet paper, and they told me that it is septic safe, and I did email them when we switched over originally last year, that it is septic safe, and we thought, well, what if they had one ply tissue? They do, but to me that just feels like people would use more.
Twice as much.
Exactly. So I started doing research on if there's like a chemical, I don't like using chemicals, or something that could break down toilet paper. I ended up short. I couldn't find anything except for like things that maintain the septic tanks.
Not sure any of this, huh?
No.
Is that in your job description now?
No. But look, it's, I mean,
And we're laughing, it's not funny.
but like the plumbing, like the pipes and so forth, the images, it's fascinating because they shoot a camera down there and it's like, wow. So they do see that they're not level with each other. So one of the pipes is like this, so things get stuck. And if you just have toilet paper over it, and you don't know what patrons do or how much they use, and we do have a sign as it would be extremely expensive, and we have to dig up everything, the pipes downstairs. And then because that we've been having so many issues, the pipe that leads to the septic tank is completely corroding. So every time
Over 100 years.
yes, every time they stick a camera or a snake down there, it just falls into the septic tank. That's not an issue, so to say, but it's just the pipe is just like, but it was, the clog was just toilet paper, and thank God it wasn't anything malicious or something, like in the past, there's been underwear found in there, but I wanted to make sure, that toilet paper was safe, and it is, and,
I think you've done everything you
I
can do.
can,
I don't
unless
think you can do
there's
anything
some other
else.
chemical or something that can
Right.
dissolve it quicker, so it's not dissolving fast enough. And when you have usage, it just backs up, and then because their pipes are kind of wonky, it just leads to these issues. But it was cleared, so that was the good part. It took a bit, but we're back and ready. It's working again, so we haven't had anything knock on wood since that time. Another building situation that happened was, so on last meeting I spoke of the door, the patron door right behind us here. Dave changed out the threshold, so it was nice and sealed, but it was too sealed. The seal was too tight, and we had a lot of complaints that it was difficult to open, and it was. And there was one mild leak. It was hard for me to even yank it open. So what happened was I reached out to Dave. Dave switched it out. He now has a lip just on the outside, and then the inside is like this little brush. And we've had snow, so we know it's working because nothing came in, and it's so easy to open now, so it's working. So that issue was resolved. The other thing is because the door is kind of a little slanted, we might have the sticky situation in the summer where it gets really humid, it just swells, and it's a little bit tough to open. But it should not be as bad as it was last month with the new seal. I mean, the seal was fantastic, it was just too tight for the door. And I think that's it for building stuff. So last meeting, the trustees approved a new study room policy, so starting February 1st, that policy was put into place. So far, it has been working fine. So right after the policy was approved, I put signs on the study room doors and on the circulation desk so that patrons were aware starting February 1st, you would need your library card or an ID to check out in study room. So that has been going well. I also revamped our study room sign up that our staff uses the way we write someone's name, so that's completely new. Once again, I'm going to mention Dave. So we had no vacuums we had one vacuum. It's a vacuum that you put on your backpack, has a backpack on. So our other one was broken. The electrical outlet was completely pulled. So Dave fixed it. So I was like, pushing it. So I know. So we have a functioning vacuum again. So I thought that was absolutely fantastic, and Rick appreciates it also. I feel like I'm jumping around, but I also met with our liaison from the Finance Committee on February 6th to discuss the FY budget. And I met multiple times with the town administrator also to discuss the FY budget. I feel like this has been going on for a while. And, you know, it will get done, it's just, it's very time consuming. I think that's it for the director's report. Everything else is pretty normal, very regular, that I do every month. I do have some announcements, if you want to jump into that, or if there's anything you want to discuss on the director's report that I didn't mention.
Anybody have anything?
So, announcement. So, next week is February vacation. So we do have a packed schedule at the library. So February 20th, we have a midday movie. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. And that will be at 2 o'clock. And then on February 21st, this is a first for us, we have Uno Game Day. So we have purchased 3 different versions of Uno deck cards. One is Uno or Dare, which is hilarious. The second one is giant Uno cards at the size of my face. And the last one is just regular Uno. So that is something new that we're going to try here. And that's at 3 o'clock on February 21st. The following day, we also have another fantastic program that Ren put together called Detective for a Day. And that's at 6 o'clock. So that's geared towards older children. And it's basically, it'll be a program of like figuring out puzzles and investigation topics. So for example, reading fingerprints. So that would be something fun and exciting for a February vacation. And then on Saturday, we have an ever popular Lego Club on February 24th at 11 o'clock. And the Lego Club has just, it's ever popular. It's, you know, we have our lulls, but that is consistent. And we have such a wonderful selection of Legos, we have a wonderful setup, so that's always a hit. And then for adults, on February 28th, we have a author talk. We are welcoming back Rachel Slade. She was here in the past, I don't remember, but she discussed her book, which was regarding the sinking of El Faro, down off the Florida coast, I believe. But this month, she'll be talking about her new book called Making It in America. And that is the history and the current state of American manufacturing. Considering we're very close to Bedford and manufacturing and so forth, it should be a really hot topic in this area. And that's at February 28th at 6 p.m. And her book is also called Making It in America. Jumping ahead to March, we have a doodle workshop. So it's a doodle and tranquility workshop featuring artist Carabine, and this is for young adults 16 and up, and adults, and it's mindfulness with drawing. So it's something unique, and that is a sign-up course. So March 4th, and I will break it down. And then on March 13th, we have some music here. At 6 p.m., we have a journey through the roots of American popular music with John Waterman, and that is sponsored by the Acushnet Culture. And that it will be held in the community room, and it will be music featuring, I believe, a PowerPoint of what he's performing. And that's what we have in store for the rest of February and beginning of March. Any questions about programming?
That's a packed schedule.
It is.
It's really cool.
I'm already doing summer.
How is the Algonquin going?
It's going well. It's a hit. You know, people come in and oh, I do this, and we mark it, and some actually sit in the library and read some of the books. They'll roll the dice there and go on and do it. But it's been an absolute hit, and it's a blast. You know, they get excited. So, but it's going really well.
I'm actually doing it. And I come in for
The beads are the fun part of it. I mean, I like the dice, but but the beads are
my own dice, but I come in for
yeah, it's a blast. I think next year we might modify it because it is kind of hard for adults to do all of those readings. Yes.
This is my latest book. It's probably got 50 pages.
Oh, but you can read picture books.
Better change your strategy.
You have to, there's just no way.
Any other questions?
Anybody have anything? No? Alright, we will. Next meeting is Wednesday, March 13th at 12:30. Does that work for everyone still?
Mm-hmm.
Diane, is that good for you?
Looking.
Looking? Alright, John, does that work for you?
So far, so good.
Steve?
So far, yeah.
You good? Nancy? Gary? Good. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay.
Good? Alright. Then we'll, next meeting is Wednesday, March 13th at 12:30.
One question?
Yeah.
The sales mobile app,
Yes.
when will that come back?
So as of right now, we've had some webinars from companies that they're reaching out to see if they can develop a new app. So there's no time frame.
Okay,
It will be a while.
I'm gonna get used to using that.
I know, we promoted it, they were like, promote the app, and then,
It was
you know.
really good, too.
It was, and we still receive calls from people in a panic saying, hey, this is still checked out, and unfortunately, the app froze at that time, and whatever was there is there still. But as of right now, they're looking, it's just because of product development, and then you have to have it match the catalog, it's a long process, so I don't have any other updates,
It's gonna be a while.
except that we're looking at things.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody have anything else? Alright, then, we need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. This February 14th meeting of the Acushnet Public Library Board of Trustees is officially adjourned. It is 12:55.